I love my work. But under our Constitution, I cannot run again. I can't run again. I actually think I'm a pretty good president. I think if I ran, I could win. But I can't. So there's a lot that I'd like to do to keep America moving, but the law is the law. And no one person is above the law, not even the president. And I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to life after being president. I won't have such a big security detail all the time. It means I can go take a walk. I can spend time with my family. I can find other ways to serve. I can visit Africa more often.
And now a few thoughts about our president abroad and his musings on life after his presidency. A man trying to come to terms, it seems, with the constitutional reality that, well, he can only have 2 terms.
I love my work. But under our Constitution, I cannot run again. I can't run again. I actually think I'm a pretty good president. I think if I ran, I could win. But I can't.
Well, I'm a little confused about where the laughter came and where the support really was. But first, I'm a little disturbed that our president found it necessary to say 3 times that he can't run again. That seems to be a fellow struggling with a frustrating reality, it seems to me. Then I'm a little taken aback by his claim that he's a pretty good president. I know I should be grateful that his claim isn't more grandiose than just pretty good. But Mr. Obama hasn't been pretty good. In fact, you could argue he's been very much the opposite of almost everything he said he would do and would be, the opposite of the image he projected as a candidate. Mr. Obama put down Mr. Bush, you may remember, as a unilateralist. Yet Mr. Obama has only proven himself to be an even greater unilateralist, expanding executive power, taking the presidency from the imperial to the authoritarian, and going it alone on illegal immigration, trade, ruling by fiat. President Obama vowed to regain respect from the world, yet his administration is a laughingstock all around the world, being played for a fool by Iran, Russia, China, and of course Mexico and the rest of this hemisphere. In his 2008 campaign, Mr. Obama presented himself as the great uniter. He's turned out to be the great divider. During his tenure, race relations have profoundly worsened. Nearly 6 in 10 Americans now say race relations in this country are bad. Mr. Obama promised his administration would be the most open and transparent. It has been the least such, defying Congress and the news media and denying access to government records at an unprecedented rate and level. But his most frightening statement today, his claim that he could win a 3rd term. Why is it so frightening? Because it's so much closer to the truth than anything else he said today. Mr. Obama and our national liberal media are allies, and 40% of the electorate follows Obama, it seems, blindly, all of whom seem to care little about the direction in which he is leading us all. The Constitution is all that stands between this president and a 3rd term, and frankly, I've never been more afraid that our Constitution is in peril. Our quotation of the evening, as you might suppose, on the Constitution and the words of Abraham Lincoln, who said, "We the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution." I have another fear. There seem to be so many such men.
Anyway, as always, I want to close on a more serious note. You know, I often joke about tensions between me and the press, but honestly, what they say doesn't bother me. I understand we've got an adversarial system. I'm a mellow sort of guy. And that's why I invited Luther, my anger translator, to join me here tonight.
butts.
In our fast-changing world, traditions like the White House Correspondents' Dinner are important.
I mean, really? What is this dinner? And why am I required to come to it? Jeb Bush, do you really want to do this?
The most important issues of the day.
And we can count on Fox News to terrify old white people with some nonsense. Sharia law is coming to Cleveland, run for the damn hills. Y'all's ridiculous.
We won't always see eye to eye.
Oh, and CNN, thank you so much for the wall-to-wall Ebola coverage. For 2 whole weeks, we were one step away from the Walking Dead. And then y'all got up and just moved on to the next thing. That was awesome. Oh, and by the way, just if you haven't noticed, you don't have Ebola.
But I still deeply appreciate the work that you do.
Y'all remember when I had that big old hole in the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, and then I plugged it? Remember that? Which Obama's Katrina was that one? Was that 19 or was it 20? Because I can't remember.
Protecting our democracy is more important than ever. For example, the Supreme Court ruled that the donor who gave Ted Cruz $6 million was just exercising free speech.
Yeah, it's the kind of speech like this. I just wasted $6 million.
And it's not just Republicans. Hillary will have to raise huge sums of money too.
Oh, yeah. She gonna get that money. She gonna get all the money. Khaleesi is coming to Westeros. So watch out. Woo!
The nonstop focus on billionaire donors creates real problems for our democracy.
And that's why we're running for a 3rd term.
No, we're not.
We're not?
No.
Who the hell said that?
But we do need to stay focused on some big challenges, like climate change.
Hey, listen, y'all, if you haven't noticed, California is bone dry. It looked like a trailer for the new Mad Max movie up in there. Y'all think that Bradley Cooper came here because he wants to talk to Chuck Todd? He needed a glass of water. Come on.
The science is clear. You can't say it, but you know it's true. Good evening, everybody. It is an honor to be here at my last, and perhaps the last, White House Correspondents' Dinner. You all look great. The end of the Republic has never looked better. I do apologize. I know I was a little late tonight. I was running on CPT. Which stands for jokes that white people should not make. At home and abroad, journalists, like all of you, engage in the dogged pursuit of informing citizens and holding leaders accountable and making our government of the people possible. And it's an enormous responsibility. And I realize it's an enormous challenge at a time when the economics of the business sometimes incentivize speed over depth, and when controversy and conflict are what most immediately attract readers and viewers. The good news is there's so many of you that are pushing against those trends. And as a citizen of this great democracy, I am grateful for that. For this is also a time around the world when some of the fundamental ideals of liberal democracies are under attack, and when notions of objectivity and of a free press and of facts and of evidence are trying to be undermined, or in some cases ignored entirely. And in such a climate, it's not enough just to give people a megaphone. And that's why your power and your responsibility to dig and to question and to counter distortions and untruths is more important than ever. Taking a stand on behalf of what is true does not require you shedding your objectivity. In fact, it is the essence of good journalism. It affirms the idea that the only way we can build consensus, the only way that we can move forward as a country, the only way we can help the world mend itself is by agreeing on a baseline of facts when it comes to the challenges that confront us all. So this night is a testament to all of you who've devoted your lives to that idea, who push to shine a light on the truth every single day. So I want to close my final White House Correspondents' Dinner by just saying thank you. I'm very proud of what you've done. It has been an honor and a privilege to work side by side with you to strengthen our democracy. And with that, I just have two more words to say. Obama out.